Greatway Financial is under a lot of fire recently from the Financial Regulatory Authority of Ontario, where they're being investigated for improper sales practices, selling the wrong type of product to consumers, really poor sales training, and a number of other things. And in today's video, I'm going to break down my thoughts on Greatway Financial and whether or not I think they would be a good company to A, work for, or B, buy some life insurance from. What is up, guys? For those of you new to the channel, my name is Philip Sutter. I'm the founder and CEO of Affinity Life, where we've helped hundreds of Canadians find the right life insurance coverage at the right price, all from the comfort of their own home. If that sounds interesting, I'll put a link in the description and you can check it out. But without further ado, let's get right into this video. So if you just go on Google right now and Google Greatway Financial under investigation, you'll see quite a few news articles. So essentially, the Federal Regulatory Authority of Ontario, which is the governing body that regulates insurance specifically in Ontario, did a deep dive into their business and found some pretty glaring improper sales practices, improper selling techniques, improper documentation, and a whole bunch of other things. And they're under a lot of fire. I mean, you can go to ontario.ca and you can find out a bunch of different things on there. The Globe and Mail, I can see here, did one. City News did one. There's a bunch of articles and they're under a lot of fire right now. So why is that? I mean, if you're looking at either A, working for Greatway Financial, or B, buying life insurance from Greatway Financial, you want to know and try and understand, what do these things mean? Why is everybody out to get Greatway Financial? Here's the thing. Let's get into what Greatway Financial is. Greatway Financial is essentially an insurance brokerage that started here in Calgary, Alberta, which is actually where I'm from as well. And they've designed their company as what you would call an MLM, a multi-level marketing company. Now, I have my own opinions about MLMs. I think they're a terrible business model. I don't think they work for 99% of individuals that get started in them. However, I'm not going to be talking about network marketing or multi-level marketing in this video. I want to talk about their actual sales practices and what I think they're doing wrong from an insurance point of view. If you guys are interested in more MLM content, there's a really good channel here on YouTube. It's called Always Marco. He makes great anti-MLM content and really breaks it down and breaks down the numbers, exactly why it can't work, just strictly from a mathematical point of view. I'll see if I can put that in the description. You can check that out. But I actually want to get into the insurance part of this video. So why are they under fire from the regulatory insurance body of Ontario? So I'm just going to read a few things off this website right here, which comes directly from Insurance Business Magazine. So the Financial Service Regulatory Authority of Ontario continues to keep tabs on the life insurance managing general agency Greatway Financial Group, which is of course the company. It's been accused of encouraging its agents to sell a complex life insurance product without consideration for clients. Now, what they're talking about is universal life insurance, and I'm going to talk a little bit more here in a second. So the regulator, alleged that Greatway focused its sales entirely on universal life insurance, a product that's typically used for high net worth individuals for estate planning, and that it also trains its agents to sell the product to customers regardless of their income or their needs. This really pisses me off. It's a very complicated product, and I will talk about it here in a second. It's good for a certain client, and I would say that's like 5 to 10% of the clients that actually buy this policy, it's good for. I think 90% of the time this policy is incorrectly sold to clients that have no reason or no purpose whatsoever having this policy. It goes further on to state here that it purported that Greatway had instructed its agents to downplay the insurance side of the product and instead focus on the investment returns. Training material from Greatway, had instructions in red letters: do not highlight the critical risks of universal life insurance. So what were they doing? Okay, here's the thing. They had a complicated product. Universal life insurance is a very complicated product, and you have two components of it. You have the life insurance component, so the cost of life insurance. So, maybe that could be $10 or $15 a month. And you had this other component, which was the investment component, and that is unbundled. They're two separate components, and you can fluctuate it, and you can put more here and you can put more there. And by the way, I've made dozens of videos on my channel about universal life insurance. If you're interested in them, just go check out my channel and watch one, but I can drop one in the comments below and you can watch it. But universal life insurance is a sophisticated planning tool that is used in very specific situations, in my opinion, for high net worth individuals. However, one of the common sales practices of MLMs in general, and this is not just Greatway, this is MLMs in general, is you'll come across a situation where either you have a client that already has life insurance, or you'll have a client that doesn't have a need for life insurance because they don't have a family, they don't have a partner, they don't have children. And so what I find these MLMs do will then try to position life insurance as an investment, because everybody needs to invest, but not everybody needs life insurance. And so they will try and position this strategy and this sales tactic so it allows them to sell life insurance to everyone. And I vehemently disagree with this type of strategy. I've made multiple other videos on my channel. And if you're interested in that, just ask for the Invest in Life Insurance video, where I break down this type of strategy versus just a standard RRSP, and it blows it out of the water. This type of planning using permanent life insurance as an investment, in my opinion, is only really beneficial for the high income earners that have already maxed out their RRSP and their TFSA, paid off all their high interest credit card debt, and they're looking at other type of strategies. But as you'll see, Greatway Financial Group sells this to anyone with a pulse and a bank account, and I disagree with it, as you can tell, quite a bit. Now, the way in which MLMs are able to so effectively sell these policies and sell these strategies to different individuals comes in two different ways, okay? So the first way that they're able to sell these strategies, that, if you just did a quick Google search or you talk to any other insurance broker that was independent, they would say, this is a bad idea. Do not do this. However, here's how they snake their way into people's lives and sell these improper policies. The first one is they sell it to the recruits that come into the company. And so MLMs are very effective at building this cult-like community where you feel like you need to buy into the company vision and you need to buy the products, and you need to buy everything to be a part of this, because, if you don't, you have a broke mindset and you're never going to make it in this industry, even though it's like very clear that 99% of people fail in MLMs. So one of the ways they do this is they say, well, in order to effectively sell our products, you have to be a customer of our products. And this is one of the biggest ways they're able to sell products, is they sell it to people who join their company. They're literally selling you their product for the opportunity to join their company. Like, can you start to wrap your head around how improper that is? That's the first way that they start to sell a lot of these policies that are clearly wrong. The second way they sell these policies is to the extended warm market of the individual recruits that come into this company. And so let's say someone joins this company and, they're trying to change their life and make some more money and improve their financial well-being, whatever it is, okay? Well, then the general consensus from the MLM, from the company, is, hey, we should talk to your warm market. Let's talk to your parents. Let's talk to your brothers. Let's talk to your sisters. Let's talk to your friends. Let's talk to your cousins. Let's talk to everyone that we can. And if they support you, well, they should buy this product. Don't they believe in you? Don't they want to support their friend or their brother or their sister that's trying to make a difference in their life? And it's a very effective sales strategy because it plays on the heartstrings of people that, of course, want their loved ones to succeed in life. And when, their loved one says, yeah, I want to make it in this company, whether that's Greatway Financial or other MLMs that are in the insurance industry, they want to support them. And so how do they do that? Well, buying products. And of course, here's the thing, life insurance is very applicable for a lot of people that need it. However, like I mentioned, they sell these policies because they're easy to sell to people who have no need for life insurance, and they're improperly sold. Now, one of the biggest problems that I have with universal life insurance is it's just, again, I've said that it's a very complicated product and it's a very complicated strategy, but let me actually tell you a story of why I have a personal vendetta against universal life insurance, okay? So earlier on in my career, I was buying leads to go to people's houses, and they would submit a request online, and I would call them up and we'd have a meeting. I'd go to their house, and maybe they needed something, maybe they didn't. And I got one meeting in particular with this gentleman who said, I already have a life insurance policy, but I'd like for an advisor to come over, just review it with me, let me know. I've gotten some weird letters from the insurance company. They say I need to put some more money into it and whatnot. I just want to get a second opinion. I said, no problem. So I go over to this gentleman's house. He's probably in his 60s. I sit down with him and he gives me his, his documents, his policy documents, everything else. He says, yeah, it's very weird. I met with this advisor, 20 years ago or 25 years ago, and it wasn't a Greatway Financial advisor, by the way, but it was an advisor in an MLM, and I'm not going to say which specific one. However, lo and behold, it was a universal life insurance policy that was minimum funded. The advisor that originally sold it is long gone out of the industry. He's no longer working in it. This client is on his own now. The advisor projected returns that were astronomically higher than what he actually got. And so this particular client had put $200 $20 a month for 20 years, 25 years actually. And that's $2,400 a year that he had put away into this policy. And he said, I don't understand. They're saying that I need to put more money into this. They're saying that it's going to collapse. And what had happened was he didn't get the expected returns that the advisor projected him. The advisor was long gone out of the industry and no one was there servicing this policy or servicing and what they could change to make it actually go right. And at the end, now this individual was in his 60s and the policy was at a point where it could no longer be continued. He had to cancel the policy because it had eaten all of his value that he had in the policy had been used to pay for it because the returns weren't big enough to pay for the cost of insurance. And so in the end, this client lost everything. 25 years at $2,400 a year. He had to cancel the policy. He had nothing left. He had no life insurance. He had no investment left. And this was a universal life policy sold by an MLM. And by the way, this is not an uncommon story. If you ask anyone in the independent insurance world, how many of these strategies and these type of clients they've come across, it's astronomical. So with that being said, would I recommend working for Greatway? No. There's much better companies out there to work with. Try and find an independent insurance brokerage that you can work with and actually learn, and they don't have an emphasis on recruiting, and they have morals and ethics that are better than this company. And number two, would I buy anything from Greatway Financial? Absolutely not. They're still an insurance brokerage, so they have the ability to sell good products. However, it's very clear from the findings that the regulatory body of Ontario found, that's not their intention. Their intention is profit. They want to sell crappy products. They want to sell to everyone, even if they don't have a need, even if it's the improper client, they want to make money. So with that being said, if you are a past client of Greatway Financial and you want to do a review of some type of policy that you already have in place, please reach out to me. I will do it free of charge. I will sell you nothing. I just want to help the people out there. So if you have a policy, I will be happy to look it over and let you know if you're on the right track or the wrong track. So with that being said, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. And if you guys are enjoying this content, all I ask is to give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one.